Europe can afford to be Europe as long as America is America. If America becomes Europe, who will defend Europe? I mean, you can live in La La Land if somebody else is the responsible adult. Iran and the civilized world have a zero-sum game. Whatever is bad for Iran is good for civilization. If you have an enemy, make it suffer. Okay? Whatever is bad for your enemy is good for you. The good guys should be strong, and they should bomb the shit out of the enemy. When it comes to the Middle East, the choices are not between the good and the bad. They are between the repulsive and the catastrophic. Always choose the repulsive in the Middle East because the alternative is the catastrophic. When you come to a country with a different culture, you can't bring in pluralism and equality for women and democracy and modernity to a country that doesn't want it, to a society that doesn't want it. Americans don't understand radicalism. They think that a radical is a reasonable person that had a difficult childhood. So not only don't try to bring democracy to Afghanistan, but also not to Saudi Arabia or to Egypt, because again, these changes can only come from within, and you cannot bring it in from the outside. Iran wants to take over the Middle East, can take over the Middle East because the Arabs are so weak and the Iranians are so strong, is in the process of doing it and already succeeded in Lebanon, in Yemen, in Iraq, and in Syria. Americans believe that enemies can become friends. They can become friends after you burn them and you bomb them and you destroy them and you break them. Germany became the friend of the United States after the United States bombed Berlin. Japan came on the American side after Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So when a local ally of the United States want to hit very hard their own enemies who are also enemies of the United States, and the Americans are trying to restrain us, let us listen to them very politely and then do what we think is best. If you look at the Middle East, the most important phenomena are the weakening of the Arab states and the attempts by the non-Arab states in the region, primarily Iran and recently Turkey, to use this in order to hegemonize the region. The radicals you shouldn't try to fix and you shouldn't try to appease. You should help local forces in the Middle East break them, undermine them, try to weaken them over a long period of time. Anything that the Iranian regime agrees to is ipso facto bad and dangerous for the other side. Look, Europe has abdicated from history, and they're a very nice museum. They believe that speaking softly works without carrying a big stick. And this is ridiculous. And if you look at some of the most important differences today, you will find that the Europeans are working with Iran against the United States. The Europeans cannot be trusted. You can't bring democracy to the Arabs, not because no Arab can accept democracy. Many do. I know hundreds of them personally. But when it comes to the mainstream of Arab societies, it is no accident that in 22 Arab states you don't have one democracy. Americans have a problem in understanding radicalism. They believe that the radical is actually a moderate that had a difficult childhood. And if you will demonstrate to them that they can get what they believe they deserve by being nice and moderate, then they will stop being radical. If you're trying to persuade Israel or to force Israel to be nice to its neighbors, Israel will lose. Because in the Middle East, if you're nice, you're done. You're lost.